Hi guys, welcome back to the CyberVice podcast. It's myself and Project Vice.
Hello guys, how you going?
So today we're going to go through some of the more recent topics in the GTA 6 community, as well as answer some of the questions you guys have asked us on our recent community posts. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's do it. So the first topic that we're getting into for today is the recent announcement from Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, that the next earnings call is going to take place on November 6th, so next month. So now we officially know when that is going to take place. Of course, we are going to be hearing from the CEO, Strauss Zelnick, and then just them providing us updated information in relation to their financial projections for the next fiscal year, but then also as well, hopefully, them, I guess, most likely doubling down on the fall 2025 release timeframe. Well, we'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, that's the official date that we know for it for now.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew anyway it'd be around the start of November based on what we had last year, and this kind of neatly ties into the next point we have, which is about the trailer 2 date predictions that we both have. And on the 8th of November 2023, when Take-Two Interactive last had their earnings call, on the morning of the 8th, so I believe it was round about 9 to 12 hours or so before the earnings call, Sam Houser took to social media to announce that GTA 6 Trailer 1 will be coming at the start of December. Now, the reason why this is important is because, firstly, 6th of November this year would mark a 365 or so day anniversary since the announcement of the first trailer. I can't believe we're counting anniversaries of trailers now.
It's insane, man,
insane. Like, this is how far it's come.
Literally.
But it's a year on. At the same time, there's also some other interesting things happening on the same day. We have the PS5 Pro is launching on the 7th of November, so just the day after. And then on top of that, obviously it's the year anniversary, and also we know that Sony and Rockstar are doing some sort of marketing deal for GTA 6 and the PS5. So what that could mean, whether that means we get an announcement or not, I don't know. In my opinion, this is probably the most likely date we've had for an announcement out of all of them so far. Yeah, what's your thoughts on your trailer 2 date prediction?
Well, I mentioned this in my last video that I made, and I have a feeling, I don't know, this is just my sort of prediction. I think it's likely that Take-Two, potentially Rockstar and Sony, might have some type of collaborative announcement, or Rockstar and Sony most likely in PlayStation, around that time frame. Like, you think about it, the PS5 Pro is launching on November 7th, Take-Two's having their earnings call November 6th. Something around that time frame, I feel, with Rockstar initially providing some type of update in relation to GTA 6, whether it is a trailer 2 announcement or some screenshots, something like that, I feel like is pretty likely to occur around that time frame. And that's just what I'm taking from it, based off what we officially know from Take-Two, and of course the Pro launching on the 7th. But yeah, I think something around that time frame is quite likely. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. Also, as well, like, the end of this month marks the 29th of October this year is 22 years since GTA Vice City was initially launched. And obviously this game being based in Vice City, that puts it within a week or so, just over a week time period of the next Take-Two Interactive's earnings call. So we've got the anniversary of GTA Vice City. We've got the anniversary of the Trailer 1 announcement. We've got the marketing deal between Rockstar and Sony, and we've also got the fact that PS5 Pro is being launched the day after the earnings call. So that 1 week period, that's a lot of stuff. That's I wouldn't say coincidentally, because it's not, coincidences aren't really a thing, but they are. But in this instance, I feel like there's a lot of stuff happening in a 1 week period that could point to some bits of news from Rockstar, well, in particular Take-Two Interactive. So yeah, I think on the earnings call, we'll probably, it's not the end of the financial year, but we're getting closer to the fiscal year. Definitely Take-Two Interactive will talk about what's happened this year and what's due to be happening at some point next year. Also as well, let's just preface this doesn't mean trailer 2. This could be an announcement of trailer 2. This could be nothing. It could be a screenshot. It could be an announcement of a screenshot. I doubt they'd do that, but they could be announcing a delay. And I think that's actually something that we'll probably touch on. Actually, one of the questions we have later is about delay, so we'll talk about that then. There are so many different variables here that it's really hard to say definitively what's what.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think trying to pinpoint it down to one exact day or whatever for like, the trailer's going to be coming out on December 5th because that's when trailer 1 came out. Like, no, it's not exactly like that. I mean, we can only really sort of boil it down to what we know officially, what's out there, the rumors and the reports out there, but also the official information from what we know out there from Take-Two, of course, in terms of the earnings call date. But I would say just, November to December timeframe is just the most likely. And that's not really, that's a pretty easy sort of prediction to make. I highly doubt, and I mentioned this in my last video as well, I highly doubt they're going to go a full year without providing any type of update. It just doesn't make any logical sense in my opinion. They're not going to go into the new year without providing some type of update in relation to the game, because what we know at the moment is that it's expected to release in the fall of next year, which is between September to November, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, it's going to have to start getting the ball rolling a little bit more, so if that makes sense. Not only from, I guess, a marketing standpoint, which will occur probably a little bit more closer to the start of next year, but also in relation to just getting more information, more communication from Rockstar in relation to what this game is about. Because all we know, I mean, officially from them, is their press release, the Welcome to Leonida message, and then just trailer 1. That's it. So, and of course what we know from Take-Two, but that's separate to Rockstar's announcements anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And there's also the thing as well where, like, Rockstar, since GTA 5 came out, they've been talking about potentially doing a zombie mode in GTA Online. There's a few murmurings from ex-employees that a zombie mode online was always like something that they're really interested in. Obviously with this new update we've had for GTA Online, it kind of looks like, especially the past few updates, it looks like Rockstar are actually starting to have some fun with GTA Online now and just getting all of their weird and wacky ideas out the way over the next 12 months, because after that there will probably still be support for GTA 5 Online and the occasional update, but it's not going to be anywhere near a focus for Rockstar. It will kind of won't wither out as fast as GTA 4 did. GTA 5 and GTA Online will always exist and be a commercial success ongoing, but I feel like they're going to get all of their fun and weird ideas out the way now that they can monetize, because all we've got to play is GTA 5 and GTA Online at the moment. I reckon they'll get all of that out the way over the next like 6 to 9 months. Then they'll start switching like more heavily during that period into GTA 6 announcements.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Was that the Zombie Ludendorff update that they're coming out with? I think I saw it. Was that what it was?
Yeah, so a few people, I had a little crack at playing it earlier. To be honest, it's good. It's different. I mean, it's not. I obviously, you know my thoughts on GT Online. They're relatively similar to yours. Yeah. It's become a bit stagnant, but to be honest, if they're doing something different, go for it. Like, for sure. It's at the point that I'll take any changes in GT Online. For me, that's a good thing. So,
oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
The next thing we want to talk about is the Tracer AI strikes. Now, if you don't know about this, I'll give you a quick little rundown. Over the past particularly 3 months, a lot of creators have been receiving copyright strikes from a company called Tracer AI. And the majority of these creators that are receiving strikes are people using GTA 5 footage. Basically, Take-Two Interactive, because of the amount of content that's out there about Grand Theft Auto and the other games that Take-Two Interactive own, they've outsourced their copyright protection system to a company called Tracer AI. Now, this is a third-party company, an AI piece of software that automatically identifies infringing content, whether that be leaks from GTA 6 or whether that be whatever it might be, and they're utilizing the software to issue copyright claims on behalf of Take-Two Interactive. So about a week and a half ago, myself and a few of the creators received claims, all based on videos that we did about the leaks that Legacy Killer HD spoke about. Now, all we spoke about was just the information he posted on Twitter, and I'll put it on the screen right now. And I know we won't get copyright striked because, well, I'll talk about that in a minute. But we just spoke about this information, and it was very bizarre because over the past week and a half, the majority of the content that has been struck by Tracer AI has been about these leaks. Bearing in mind, we spoke about these leaks a month ago. Like, this wasn't fresh information. It wasn't put up and then immediately taken down. It'd been out in circulation for weeks. So someone on Twitter, GTA 6 Countdown, had his post removed. His picture that he used wasn't actually from the leaks, despite common opinion. It was a AI recreation of what the leaks would have looked like. It wasn't a definitive photo from the leaks, and my content itself didn't contain any leaked photos, videos, or any property that was owned by Take-Two Interactive. So what does this mean? Well, from a lot of people outside looking in, it looks like a pretty solid confirmation that something in the content everyone was making about the Legacy Killer HD leaks, and I'm saying that in parentheses, leaks, we don't know, but something about that clearly rubbed Take-Two Interactive the wrong way, and people receiving these strikes was a worrying precedent of what really applies to free speech necessarily, because we weren't actually stealing any content from anyone. There was no intellectual property theft. So the result of that is obviously I've put up a fight with Take-Two. Take-Two have admitted that the content was struck illegitimately. They've retracted the claim and the strike's been removed from my channel. A few other creators have had strikes removed from their channel. Funnily enough, you would not believe this, but Mr. Boss for the Win reached out to me. He's had similar issues as well. And a few other creators in the GTA space have reached out, and people are currently fighting it. Currently, a lot of creators are winning. A lot of people are still waiting, but also you got claimed by Trace AI a couple of months ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And that was for a video I made about, I think it was the top 10 characters we want to see in GTA 6 that are likely to return. It happened a couple months ago, and really annoying that it happened. I try to counter it, but they rejected my counter. It's really frustrating. I mean, all I really had in the video was just a bunch of GTA clips of different characters and that from different GTAs or whatever in the video, and I just don't really understand why that got taken down. That was from Trace AI as well, which is the exact same company that you got as well. So yeah, it's really annoying that Take-Two are outsourcing this company. It's I think what's bizarre as well is that, so basically whenever we open a game, whether it's Red Dead Redemption, whether it's GTA 5 or soon to be GTA 6, you'll see that a load of legal blurb comes up on the screen, and if you actually read through that, you are able to redistribute content, but you're not allowed to use it to sell a product. So for example, I couldn't put my merch all over GTA 5 characters and say that I'm endorsed by Rockstar Games, for example. That would be breaking my user agreement. So it's a very tricky grey area, and this is also, by the way, one of the reasons there aren't real cars in GTA, because it just comes down to the licensing side of it and what can be promoted alongside that, whether that be violence, whether it be complete degeneracy. Like, it's a grey area, and this is what was difficult. And also as well, at the time, like Project Vice will tell you, he tried to put up a bit of a fight, but we couldn't get anywhere with it. And I remember you messaging me when it happened, and I didn't even know what to tell you. So I was like, I don't understand. Just off the back of that, it's like when I put up my fight with Take-Two, I didn't just send them an email. I had to go through my management, who had to talk to people and get advice from YouTube. I had to speak to 6 people at YouTube, because Tracer AI have an exclusive agreement with YouTube for their copyright policies. So, for example, if I filed a strike against Project Vice, for example, and he countered it and I was wrong, I would receive 1 strike. And it's 3 strikes in channels deleted. But companies like Tracer AI, they can file as many strikes as they want, be wrong with every single strike they file, and they don't get penalized for it. Which is a very worrying thing when a company can just flag every bit of content they want and get loads of some people's channels removed, even if it's unlawful or not wrong. They'll only be able to, the creator will only be able to win if it goes to court. And obviously a creator isn't going to take Take-Two Interactive to court. So after I got the template from my management of what to say to Take-Two, exact wording, and I sent that to a few of the creators, people have managed to fight their claims. I think your claim has expired now, hasn't it? Your strike. Yeah, so I had to attend this thing called Copyright School. If you guys are unfamiliar with it, I was pretty unfamiliar with it when it came to me. I'm like, what the hell is this Copyright School thing? You have to apparently answer some questions or something like that. So I did that, and it expires in, from what I can understand, the next couple weeks or so, or 3 weeks. So it's just frustrating that when I got that notification, I'm like, what did I even do? Literally all I did was just include some GTA videos, which is pretty much what I always do anyways. So I still don't really understand why he got taken down. I'll never fully understand why. So I think that's the thing that I'm really frustrated and annoyed about is the why it got taken down. Why? And that's what really annoys me in terms of the explanation as to why I got taken down. So yeah. Anyways.
Well, that's the thing as well. That's what annoyed me. Like, I spoke to the team at Tracer AI and actually managed to have some good emails backwards and forwards with them. Not once did they apologize. And bearing in mind, the video they took down at Mine was referenced by DEXTER, loads of additional magazines, and that video, at the time of it getting taken down, it was on 30,000 views and still climbing. It's now been reinstated and it's back at 30,000 views. But like, in terms of lost revenue for my brand and lost revenue for the business side of running the channel and the exposure that these articles would have given my videos and my channel, because they all shared links to it, I've lost, I know money isn't the be all end all, but I've lost money because they made a mistake. And I guess legally I probably could pursue that in court. Obviously I'm not going to. But the annoying thing is as well, I'm not angry with Rockstar. Rockstar, for all intents and purposes, support the creator economy. They support creators and they don't ever issue claims against us. But you've then got the corporate side of Rockstar being Take-Two, and their interest and the interest of Tracer AI and Take-Two don't match the interest of Rockstar, because for whatever reason they think they want to strike us. And even though we talk about leaks and stuff like that, we are providing publicity and we are feeding the community with content in the lead up to GTA 6. So it's very bizarre that like we're basically a free marketing source accounting for millions of views for Rockstar Games, and their parent company is fighting us.
Bloody Take-Two, man. I can't stand them. They're just so annoying. Just so annoying. Greedy corporation.
It's just, the thing is as well, there's an email address for the copyright team at Take-Two. I think the email address is in a wheelie bin outside or something, because no one ever replies.
Yeah.
And since they outsourced it to Tracer, like Tracer didn't even reply to me when I emailed them. It's only when I threatened legal action against Tracer, then I got a reply within 2 hours.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I got a reply immediately, and they said that they're removing the strikes, and I was like, you could say our apologies, we'll get the video reinstated, but it was instead like, it was just so corporate. I'm like, come on, you me around, just say sorry.
The fact that they didn't even like acknowledge that they were in the wrong as well. Like,
no,
you know what I mean?
If they acknowledge they've made a mistake, they're legally liable. But the fact is them emailing YouTube, and they copied me in on the email to YouTube as well. Them emailing YouTube requesting my strike be removed and my video reinstated is them admitting fault anyway.
True. This whole thing about us getting copyright claims and that, like, it kind of worries me for the future. And that, like, if we do continue to, well, obviously we continue to report on things, like, it shouldn't happen. Like, it shouldn't happen. Like, why I still don't understand. Like, I don't fully 100% understand. Like, if someone were to sit me down and explain it to me, I'd be like, okay, yeah, tell me. But I don't understand why it got taken down. What did I include within the video? Like, I pretty much include the exact same thing that I would include in any other video.
I spoke to a software engineer that produces software to trace content. He reached out to me on Twitter and we had a big chat. We actually jumped on a phone call about it. And from what I understand, so YouTube has their own content ID system. So if content exists on the platform, it will match it to another piece of content, and it will let the rights holders know that someone's re-uploaded the same content.
Okay.
What Tracer AI system does, it looks at content that's manually been removed over the past year or 2 years, like where people have manually gone to it and removed it, and they submit that content into an AI database where that database learns off similar content that's been taken down off the platform. The problem with this is it thinks everything is a GTA 6 leak. It thinks that GTA 5 gameplay in the background, it thinks that's a GTA 6 leak.
Oh my God, are you serious? That's so stupid.
Yeah, that's the problem. YouTube's content ID system, for all its flaws, it identifies content and it kind of works. That should be the be all and end all of flagging content automatically.
Yeah.
When it comes to an AI system assuming your content's fake and it's up to you to threaten legal action to keep your channel, that's where we have a problem. Like, for example, the next topic that we are going to talk about is the Red Dead Redemption 1 coming to PC stuff. Well, when the trailer came out from Red Dead Redemption 1 coming to PC, I had a 3-second clip in that of the Red Dead Redemption 1 trailer. Actually, I lie. The whole video was clips of the Red Dead Redemption 1 trailer. I uploaded it, it got flagged immediately, so I didn't publish it. So I went back and re-edited the whole video, and I only left 3 seconds of it in there. I put the video out, and literally within 3 hours it was claimed. So I had to re-upload it and edit out everything So the whole video is just a blurred background where you can barely see any of the trailer. When there's some things that I wanted to talk about in the trailer to explain what's different versus the original game. All of that stuff I had to cut out, re-uploaded the video. Of course, it ruined my engagement, and that video's on 2,000 views, where it should have been on around 8 to 10k. But that wasn't going to negatively affect Rockstar in any way. That was just me talking about their latest product range. Like, and this is what worries me about the next trailer, because I remember when the GTA 6 first trailer came out, like I had to delete and re-upload videos. Well, they deleted and I had to re-upload videos on so many different occasions because so many mistakes were being made, like in claiming my content. So for the next trailer, I honestly don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, what I don't understand is that I've included the trailer in so many of my videos and there's been no issues.
Yeah.
But then you include the Red Dead Redemption 1 coming to PC trailer, but then there's issues. There's no like consistency in the, you get where I'm coming from here?
Yeah. No, that's the thing though. They're using a machine learning system to decide whether someone's breaking the law and removing content that's worth money for creators without any repercussions for them getting it wrong. Like if I strike someone and I make a mistake, I get a strike on my channel for making that mistake. Yes. But Trace AI, they don't get anything. So they've submitted thousands of these DMC takedowns over the past 3 months, and they've been wrong on many of them, but there's been no way for people to fight it. And the only reason I got my video back was because I threatened legal action. And if they wanted to, if they were confident I'd done something wrong, they could have taken me to court. Take-Two could have taken me to court, but obviously I knew I hadn't done anything wrong. But some people would just want to know what they did wrong so they don't make the same mistakes again. Like, you know, there's a lot of kids on the platform uploading content. No one wants to screw over Take-Two. No one wants to shaft Take-Two. Like, if we do something wrong, let us know. We'll remove the video, we'll take the strike, and we'll learn from it. But when you just say the whole video's ours, we're like, hang on, which bit of it?
Yeah, which bit of it is...
Well, I saw on the screenshot you sent me, it said the timestamps that were struck was 0 seconds to the end of the video, and I'm like, hang on a second.
Yeah, that's right.
It's crazy.
Alrighty, so getting to the next topic, Rockstar announced the other day that Red Dead Redemption 1 and Undead Nightmare is coming to PC on October 29th, 14 years later after the game has been released, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, it is going to be coming, and it's going to be offering a lot of different type of features, and which is what we'll get to in a moment. But yeah, this is a lot of people have been clamoring for this for many years, and for it to finally come out is yeah, definitely good for a lot of people that are interested in the Red Dead Redemption franchise, but also of course the first game as well, with John Marsden, his story in the Wild West. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I am really excited, like genuinely so excited to have it on PC, especially with widescreen format, and obviously we'll have mods coming and all of that. So I think it's a new opportunity to re-experience the game, especially in a format for a potential new audience, whereas a lot of people, a lot of the younger audience wouldn't have grown up with the Xbox 360. They would have, their first console might have been a PS4 or a PS5 or whatever it might be. So it makes it interesting. I think the only thing that's worrying for me, and sets a worrying precedent, is the fact that it's like $60 US.
Yeah.
Or like, I think it's like £45 or £50, whatever it is. And, if you're from the UK, you'll know the shop CEX, which is a game store where you can buy used games. Currently, you can buy Red Dead Redemption 1 for £3.99, which is what, $5 American dollars, and whatever that is in Aussie dollars, like twice as much. So to play the same game that's slightly retextured and widescreen for like 10 times, sorry, more than that, more than 10 times the price, that's a bit mad. But also as well, the minimum specs to run it are higher than Red Dead Redemption 2's, which is weird.
Yeah, that's insane. Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's going to have like 4K support and everything, but it's going to be 4K support to play in a 4K window of a game that's lower resolution. So I don't know. I think the biggest in my opinion, the biggest marvel that they've done here, and I spoke to Fishy about this as well, the weirdest part of it is Red Dead Redemption 1's code was notoriously spaghetti. Like, it was a mess. So they must have had to jump through loops to really get this button down to work on PC and to not be a broken game. Which means, I mean, there's no way they could have fixed everything. There's just no chance in hell. So I'm very keen to see, like, when the game comes out, if there's any bugs or glitches, and whether they're playability bugs and glitches, like really big issues that negatively impact Rockstar or Double 11, the studio that are working on it, or if it's just funny stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it should be good. Yeah, it'll be cool to see this game running on PC. So from what I can understand, the features, so it says native 4K support with 120 FPS, HDR10, ultra wide support, DLSS and FSR support. From what I can understand, that's what I'm reading here. That seems to be the features. But
yeah, I mean the DLSS and DLSS support. I think that's going to make a massive difference to the game. Just native upscaling, it's going to be really interesting, and obviously the frame rates as well. I think obviously the game will just look nicer, especially with the widescreen support. Like I think it was about 6 months ago I got my first widescreen, and ever since I've gone back to like using a laptop, my brain's just can't cope with it. So seeing the widescreen support is going to make things very interesting. But yeah, I think for me the biggest thing I'm excited for is the mods, graphics mods and people just deconstructing the code. Obviously Rockstar probably won't take too kindly to it, but at the same time, that game, after you completed it a couple of times on PC and experienced all the graphics updates and everything, people will get bored of it, and that's when the mods will get interesting.
Well, you never know, they might find a hot coffee Wild West mod. Imagine that, man. I would not be surprised.
Jonathan Marston goes into the lady's house and receives a good...
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then I think the next bit would just be answering people's questions, because we had some questions that came through over the past couple of weeks. So the first one is, what feature that has either been leaked or just speculated would you each most like to see in GTA 6? And for me, I know this one straight away. It's moving the interiors of cars. So in the leaked footage, we're able to see the steering wheel was being moved up and down, the seat was being moved backwards and forwards, up and down, sun visors were being open and closed. I think this is it's pointless, won't benefit us at all, but I think this sort of interior realness is a really cool thing that could potentially make it into the game. Don't know if it will, probably won't, but it still excites me. What about you?
My one is actually also in relation to vehicles as well, funnily enough. It's actually just getting and breaking into the vehicles. Like the way we have to, it's much more difficult now. Like we can't just, press triangle or Y or whatever key you have on PC or whatever to get into the car now. It's just much more difficult, it seems. You have to, it's like, was it the Slim Jim? And I think the other ones as well was like, I don't know if it was...
Yeah, it was tracker jammer and stuff like that, like all of these little
immobilizer bypass, I've got it up here now. The Slim Jim, I think that's going to be so interesting, because it's just going to make everything much more difficult to commit Grand Theft Auto, and that's the whole theme of the game itself. And I think doing from Rockstar's perspective, them implementing that into the game is something that's going to be, for me anyways, really cool to see. So yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, I think that kind of ties into the whole, like, making everything a little bit more, like, when you carry out a mission, having to think it through and plan it a bit better. Yeah. So rather than like stealing a car in one way, you can go in really loud and smash a window, or you can be quiet, and it just makes it a bit more interesting.
Oh, for sure. All right, so the next question we got is, what movie, TV show references are you guys hoping to see in GTA 6? This guy says, for me, I'd love to see a reference to Dexter Morgan in Vice City. Now, I haven't seen Dexter, but my fellow friend here, Cyberboy, has. So I'll get you to take the lead on this one.
Yeah, so I didn't watch Dexter until a few weeks ago during a live stream. You guys told me that I should definitely watch it. You may notice there was 1 week where I didn't upload a lot. That's because you guys keep giving me ideas of things to watch, and I watched the whole season, or every season of it, across the period of like 3 to 4 days. I just didn't do anything other than watch it, and I was hooked. So and even watched the Apple TV version, which is the final season, the spin-off. Yeah, it was really good, and I would love to see maybe some, the Bay Harbor Butcher or something in the water. Like, I feel like Vice City, Miami in itself, like so many movies have been set there. You got the whole Miami Vice thing. I mean, in GTA Vice City, we had the Scarface Mansion.
Yes.
There's so many different references we can get. So
yeah, not only did we have the mansion, we also had the crime scene as well. You know, in that bathtub where if you visit it as Tommy Vercetti, you can see all the blood smeared all over the wall and that. It's pretty cool. That's an awesome Easter egg that Rockstar included. I'd expect Rockstar to do the exact same thing once again, as they always do with every release with all their Easter eggs. So yeah, I can't wait. Like, in terms of TV show, movie references, I would expect something like from potentially Miami Vice or anything that's any other movies that is reflected in modern day Miami or whatever. So I would not be surprised if we see something along those lines. So yeah.
The next one is, I just looked through the leaks and I saw a pop-up called WhatUp message received. Do you think this will be GTA 6's play on WhatsApp? Very simple question, but yes. I think that obviously myself and Project Vice have both done many videos on social media and stuff in GTA 6. I do believe that there's going to be more of a movement away from text messages and phone calls and more into the social media play of the game. I think WhatsApp falls perfectly into that. WhatUp even falls into that.
Yeah, and I think that's great as well. It's a great play on the WhatsApp. WhatUp? That's great. That's such a Rockstar thing to do. It definitely is a parody version of it, or most likely anyways. So yeah, it'd be cool to see once we see it in action. But yeah. Alrighty, so the next question that we got here is, how many radio stations do you think there will be? What kind of music are you looking forward to? Personally hoping for some 80s to 90s throwback music. I'll take the lead on this. I was talking, me and Cyborg were talking about this earlier, just off air, and that is that I think, and I think this is the same feeling that Cyborg has as well, that I think that there won't be, not that there won't be radio stations, there might be still radio stations, but I don't think they will have a significant role like they did in previous Grand Theft Autos. Considering nowadays, like, I mean, how many people in our age group or now, like, no one really listens to radio that much other than the elderly demographic. Everyone pretty much listens to Spotify, Apple Music. So I would say that Rockstar are probably going to implement something like, I think their parody version is, and I think it is in GTA 5, called Zit, if I'm not mistaken, which is one of the music library applications in the game. I would not be surprised if they have something where we have a curated selection of some songs or some tracks or whatever, in different genres that we can probably select and make a playlist out of that. I think that's probably a likely scenario rather than radio stations having more of a prominent role like they did in previous GTAs. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, Rockstar have a corporate deal with Spotify for having custom playlists under the Rockstar umbrella. So there's a lot of official Rockstar playlists on Spotify. There's every option and every likelihood that potentially, rather than licensing loads of music individually, Rockstar could just be licensing music for certain missions or certain parts of the game, and then for all of the in-game music, potentially that could be linked to external Spotify accounts. Spotify would make a load of money off Spotify subscriptions. Rockstar wouldn't have to pay licensing fees. Well, they would, but the licensing fees they'd have to pay wouldn't be as extreme because people listening to the radio in the game or the music in the game would directly translate to Spotify listens. I personally think that that's like, I wouldn't say likely circumstance, but that is the one that makes the most sense to me at the moment. Also, we haven't seen a lot of news about Rockstar licensing music in mass. We've seen like a few bands here and there, like Heaven 17, talk about Rockstar trying to license their music. But normally in the lead up to a Rockstar release, there's loads of buzz about music licensing in the media and leaks, especially from like publishing agencies for artists. So yeah, usually there's loads of information about it. In this instance, there hasn't been, which is either they're running a really tight ship and every single artist that has been contacted is dead silent, or there's something else going on with a collaboration with the streaming platform. I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We just have to wait and see, really. But yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool if Rockstar do implement something along those lines. But yeah, what about the second part of the question? What kind of music are you looking forward to? Do you want to answer that first?
I think because I grew up and the first Grand Theft Auto that I properly got my teeth into was GTA Vice City, I would love some 80s music. I would just some of those original soundtrack things, and I reckon they will be in there. I think it's a pretty obvious thing that they'll have some of the original Flash FM tracks and all of that stuff in there. But I'd also like to see like some more modern metal and rock music. Just like there's a lot of bands that I've been getting into over the past few years, and you know, every single GTA soundtrack has mainly been relevant to the location of what's popular, but not necessarily relevant to the players of what's popular. Like there's a lot of tracks where like GTA Vice City brought a lot of 80s music back into the charts again, because there's a lot of songs that people resonate with the 80s, but it actually wasn't that big in the 80s. So a lot of the songs in GTA Vice City were 80 songs that were popular in the UK in the 80s, but they weren't as popular overseas in the US or wherever it might be. So there's this effect where that nostalgic feeling is nothing to do with the 80s and is more to do with a game that makes us feel like we're in the 80s. So I'm keen to see how they pull off music in general and different styles and genres.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I think them, giving us some throwback 80s music, I think is something that they're going to probably do, and I can't wait to see it. But for me personally, I'd like to see some rock, even punk rock or whatever. I don't think we didn't see much. I don't think Oasis has been featured in the game before, or in GTA, I should say, Oasis or Offspring or anything like that. I think it'd be cool to see those bands being featured. But I would expect there to be different genres, like there always is in every GTA. There's always something for everyone, and I think that's what makes the radio stations, anyways, in the past, been so cool, and what's made our childhoods because when we do play GTA 5, we remember that song, Music Sounds Better With You by Stardust, or that's etched in our mind. When we hear that song, we go like, oh, that's GTA 5. We're just, when you're a GTA fan, you hear that and you go, that's from there, and everyone gets so nostalgic about it. And it's the same with GTA 4 and the other GTAs as well, with Vice City or whatever. But yeah, it's something that once the game does come out, that when obviously the music that we see in the game, obviously a lot of people are going to listen to certain songs here and there. But there's always going to be a few that people are going to be picked out that we're gonna remember. I can't wait. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Well, that brings us on to the next question is, seeing that Rockstar has confirmed there are no delays and that GTA 6 is coming in fall for 2025, do you think that the rumoured date of October the 29th in 2025 is a likely date for this release? And I'm going to have to stop this question right here. Rockstar's not confirmed there's no delays. Take-Two Interactive have said that the game's on track for fall of 2025. The thing is when GTA 5 was delayed, the game was delayed internally for 6 months in advance of it being announced publicly. With Red Dead Redemption 2, the game was delayed for 3 months internally before it was announced publicly. And at that point, Take-Two Interactive had earnings calls, and I think back then, for GTA 5, it was investor conferences. But back then, they were still saying the game was on track, even though it had been internally delayed. This is a tricky one. I personally think that the game is probably still roughly on track for fall of 2025, but I'd say there's like a 70% chance it gets delayed. That's my take on it.
Yeah, for me, I have a similar sort of feeling to you, that even though currently at the moment there's no official delay from Take-Two and Rockstar, I just have a feeling, because, every past Rockstar game has been delayed to some degree, that once we do get closer to the expected time frame release of fall 2025 next year, that they may come out with some type of announcement saying that the game's going to be delayed by 3 to 6 months or something along those lines. Obviously we all don't want the game to get delayed. We all want it as soon as possible, considering we've all been waiting so many years, and them coming out saying if it's delayed to early 2026 or whatever, then obviously that's going to be a tough pill to swallow. But I mean, one way we got to look at it is, I like to think of it like when Cyberpunk came out, right? That that game, before it came out, it was anticipated. It was one of the most highly anticipated games of the year and of recent years when it was about to come out. And look at how it launched. I mean, all the bugs and all that stuff. So as much as it sucks from a fan's perspective that the game may potentially get delayed to early 2026, at least we'll know that Rockstar will be polishing it, ironing out all the bugs and that to make sure that it is a premium product at launch. And that's what we want anyways. So if it does get delayed, it's for the best. So as much as it sucks in the moment, it's for the best for it to potentially get delayed if it does so. That's my
I think you touched on something very important there. A lot of people have said that Rockstar are going to delay the game because people are talking about the game, or they're going to do it to spite us, or I've seen a lot of negativity in the comment sections that Rockstar have some agenda to screw the community, which is absolutely insane. Rockstar, if the game was ready 3 years ago, Rockstar would have released it because it will make them an unprecedented amount of money. Like, forget the shark card revenue that they're making at the moment. GTA 6 will blow that out of the water. As soon as the game is ready to come out, it'll come out. When it's perfect, it will come out. Like, a lot of people have said, like, is there any chance that GTA 6 fails and flops? And I say the only way that GTA 6 could fail or flop is if it comes out so bad it's unplayable. If people physically can't get into the game because it crashes or whatever, that's when the game flops, because whether you like it or not, you can't play it. And making sure the game is absolutely perfect and there aren't weird bugs and glitches that make the game, like, glitches are fine when they're funny, but when you can't complete a mission because something's broken with the game, that's where the game stops being fun and becomes a problem. So when the game's ready, we'll get it.
Exactly right. That's what it comes down to, doesn't it? I mean, when it's ready, it is ready. So it is not ready at the moment. Or it's not ready until potentially next year. That's the release time frame at the moment. So that's what we know of currently. So it's hard to really say. Like, I mean, to the guy's question, like, is the rumor date of October 29th, 2025 a likely date for the release? I mean, you could say October 30th, November 1st. You could say April 1st, 2026. You might be right. Like, you don't know. Like, it's just too hard to say. It's too early.
I think that date is a healthy assumption. I think at the moment, I think that's probably, based on the information we have, some point between September and the end of October next year is a healthy time frame to look at. But personally, no idea.
Yep, pretty much. Alrighty, so the next question is, hey guys, my question is, when do you think we'll see the PC version release, and will it have full mod support from the beginning?
So, right, the PC version will probably be a year or two after launch. Exact time frame we don't know, but the full mod support part of that question is the one that I'm probably more interested in. In regards to having mod support from the beginning, I think it's entirely possible we'll have mod support from the beginning. However, that being said, I think it's more likely, with Rockstar now owning 5M, that we'll have probably a mod platform built by Rockstar, supported by Rockstar, to have an official way to mod the game, and potentially separated out modded servers, and probably not run on 5M, probably run on a separate system. I'm not really sure. I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah, I have the same sort of feeling as you. It's just too early to tell at the moment. They haven't even officially announced anything in regards to a PC announcement. So in terms of it having full mod support from the beginning, yeah, like it's anyone's guess really, isn't it? So yeah, that's my take on it. But yeah.
Next question is, will there be cruise ships in GTA 6? Is it even possible? Now, I think looking at the trailer, there's definitely some larger ships in there, but even the container ships that they're featured in the trailer aren't full-size container ships. So whilst I think cruise ships are possible, I think the overall scale of moving assets that big in a map, especially a map that works with online, I don't think it'd be possible, but I do think we'll have large vessels. But I think 1,000 people capacity cruise ships is probably not very likely.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, like you said, within the trailer, we saw those container ships, and I think it was at like that one of the opening shots within the trailer. We saw was it like a yacht? I'm pretty sure it was a yacht that we saw, like a big boat, anyways. But yeah, cruise ships. Yeah, that's I don't know about that one. Yeah, like you said, with 1,000 people, something like that on board, I don't even know how that would work. Like maybe, perhaps, like if we do see something like that, maybe in like a mission, perhaps. But I doubt in like free roam that we'll see like cruise ships, or we'll be able to free roam around it, on it. But yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, maybe in like a mission or a cutscene or something like that, I would say. But unlikely in free roam.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm with you on that.
So yeah, the next question is, are you excited about the possibility of experiencing extreme weather events like hurricanes or tornadoes in Vice City? Yeah, of course, I'm extremely excited about the potential possibility of events like that in the game, extreme weather events like hurricanes or tornadoes. I just don't know how that would work in terms of the overall destruction of a hurricane or tornado event would be so significant. How would the game's code, or how would Rockstar implement that the game's code would be smart enough to rebuild, the assets on the map, and that I don't know how that would work. Maybe if there is some type of hurricane or whatever, maybe it's not as like extreme, or it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to really say how that would work. Maybe in a mission or a cutscene or something like that. But I don't know how that would how an event like that would occur within free roam or something along those lines. But I think it would be pretty cool about if Rockstar is somehow able to implement it and make it work. Then I think it would be pretty cool to see. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
I'm 100% with you on that. I feel like the biggest limiting factor, by far, but by an extreme level, is going to be the console's limitation. Because, for example, they're not just going to put... If, for example, the PS5 Pro could handle extreme weather scenarios in the game, they're not just going to make that available on the PS5 Pro. They're going to make the game work and have all functionality in all the consoles, and maybe the only benefit the PS5 Pro is having maybe higher frame rate or better graphics fidelity or something like that. I don't feel like destruction of environments and hurricanes and tornadoes will probably be as prevalent. I do think we're going to have severe wind and rain like we saw in the trailer in a couple shots, but I don't think it's going to be a scenario where buildings are falling over and mass scale destruction is being caused. There's the other side of it as well, where, I mean, as we're seeing at the moment, that is happening in real life in Florida, and it's kind of gamifying and monetizing and creating an enjoying scenario out of a natural disaster, which is a gray area of ethics.
That's a very good point you bring up, actually. Yeah, it's Hurricane Milton that's going on in Florida at the moment, so it seems like it's affected a lot of people's homes and obviously their livelihoods and that. So yeah, it's look, it would be cool to see, but then yeah, like the ethics side of thing, like you said, is not even something that I thought of until you said it. So yeah, there's also that side of things as well.
Yeah, 100%. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode of the Cyber Vice podcast. We've enjoyed it, and make sure you drop a comment down below with any questions you might have, and if it gets enough interest, we'll probably answer it in the next podcast.
Thank you guys, I'll see you in the next one.
Spin the cylinder.